Yeah, what's up, everyone? Welcome to FILMspiration, the place where filmmakers come to get inspired. My name's writer-director Edgar Ibarra. Let's get down to business. So, there's a lot of amazing filmmakers here in Tucson, Arizona, but one of the most active ones that I know of with regards to frequency of content that this guy pumps out, his name is Mr. Peter Leon, and he is actually trying to get into my video, and you're gonna bring board because we wanted to talk a little bit more about the debut of his upcoming film, Three Nights in Hell. And so, Peter, I see that you're watching. I'm going to wave at you, and I also just invited you aboard. Um, it looks like Facebook's adding you, but I'm really excited to talk to Peter. Hey, Peter, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm happy that we were able to make this work. Let me go ahead and turn my audio down before I go deaf.
Oh, so do I need to do something?
All right. No. You're good, brother. You're good, man. I just need to turn it down on my end. So how have you
All
been,
right.
man?
I'm doing all right. I'm just recovering from a cold, so I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird right now.
No worries at all, brother. No worries at all. So let's jump straight into it, man. Three Nights in Hell. Talk to me about Three Nights in Hell for those of us who may not know, who've not been, um, on top of the production. What is Three Nights in Hell?
Yeah, it's a crime comedy about three sisters that are taking revenge on the murder of their brother. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's a standard Peter Leon film in regards to its humor and pacing and style. So
And
yeah.
Peter, so one of the things that I've noticed throughout the time that you and I have been in contact, and that you and I here, let me bring them on camera. Okay. Sorry, I just had to remove something from my screen. One of the
Oh,
things that I've noticed is the frequency with which you put out your content, because I mean, obviously, you're living the dream, you're walking the walk, and you're doing it, and so I mean, that's got to be a lot of fun to always constantly be working on something, correct?
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much accurate. I've I pretty much work on something year round, whether it be a film or music. I'm also a musician. I'm in a punk band, local punk band, Dead Retina. And actually, in 2019, me and my writing partner Patrick were finally going to be putting out a comic book that we've been wanting to do for years. So yeah, I'm always working on something.
That's cool. And I'm pretty sure as a content creator, either it be music or film, I mean, you probably don't feel whole unless you're creating, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's exactly right. It's my passion in life is to create art, and a lot of people they devote their time to going to school, getting a good job, making lots of money, and just running the rat race for the rest of their life. Where it's not really about money for me. It's I wouldn't be satisfied just doing a regular 9 to 5 job and just coming home and watching TV and going to bed and doing the same thing every single day till I'm dead. I'd rather live the life that I want to live, and so this is what I'm doing. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about what you're currently doing right now, Three Nights in Hell. So you have a premiere coming up, right?
Yeah, it's January 15th, Tuesday, January 15th at 8 p.m. It's going to be at the Loft. And yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. We're going to have Pip's Cakes there, which is like a local small scale bakery. So they're going to be selling donuts. And yeah, it's going to be a good night.
Cool. Now, one of the for those of us who have not seen your films, Peter, and one of the things that you had mentioned was a standard Peter Leon film with regards to the humor and the comedy. What is a Peter Leon film like for those of us who have not seen?
Well, are we allowed to swear on your show? I don't know if
You know what? Actually, try.
no. Okay.
I have to
A lot of
try.
swearing.
Yeah. I have to refrain a lot of times because Facebook doesn't like that. You know what I mean? Especially when I
Oh,
put
so
it through my
what?
fan page. I know, dude. Like they
Freaking
will
Mark
bleep.
Zuckerberg over here.
I know, dude. He can take our money, but he can't take our swear words. But
I know.
so yeah. So a lot of swearing.
Well, I mean, yeah, that just comes out in our humor. This is the style of writing that me and Patrick, that's just kind of how me and all our friends talk, anyways. But I mean, not necessarily just swearing, but just the kind of humor. There's a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of, I mean, there's violence, but it's like I wouldn't say it's realistic violence. It's kind of like over the top violence and just a lot of fast cuts, a lot of fast editing. It moves very quickly. There's not a lot of downtime. There's no like slagging in the middle of the films or whatever. So it's just very fast moving. The jokes come fast. The action comes fast. Yeah.
Peter, one of the things that I noticed throughout the years when you've brought your work to my attention is um, you say film, and I think, okay, like an hour and a half, an hour 30, something like that. But they've actually been more of, I think you use the term featurette one time. Like they're shorter,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, they're usually right about an hour, like 55 minutes or so. And that, again, is just because we pretty much just get right to the point. It's just the meat and potatoes of the story. We don't try to, I mean, like if you go to film school or whatever, they tell you it has to be a certain length of time. It has to follow these, like the structure. But I don't
Right.
really think that's necessary, especially when you're doing something that you're purely just doing for the love of the art. You know, you're not, there's no end game. I'm not trying to sell this to like Paramount Pictures or anything like that. So there's really no rules that we have to follow. So if this is a story that we want to tell and it's only 50 minutes long, well, that's what it is. I mean, it's 50 minutes that's hilarious as opposed to 50 minutes that's hilarious and then like 25 minutes is just boring filler because there's writers trying to like just pad out the story to make it fit what the standard of a feature length film is supposed to be.
Yeah, of the classic structure, the three acts, etc.,
Yeah.
and whatnot. Um,
Yeah.
Peter, what goes into with regards to your productions, or at least Three Nights in Hell? You know, if we can talk a little bit about the budget, what went into that, what went into just making this come together, and you know, the blood, sweat, and tears, and your cast and crew. I mean, how did it all come about?
Well, I mean, it starts to how it normally always starts with you just have an idea for what do I want to do next, and then I get together with Patrick and we write out a script. Then I mean, Tucson has actually got a really large film community, you know that. So
Hmm.
finding people to be involved in the project isn't really an issue. There's always people that are anxious to get on board with local filmmaking. And, you know, throughout the years, I've become friends with most of them. So it's pretty much just shooting them a message and shooting them the script and being like, this is what we want to do. This is when we want to do it. And for the most part, they're usually all on board. And, yeah, social media has definitely helped in regards to getting things done, like finding locations, finding props. You know, you can pretty much ask for anything under the sun, and there's going to be somebody online that's willing to help you with it. I remember a couple movies back when we were doing a Western, Patrick was like, well, how are we going to do a Western? We don't have horses or anything. And I just put on Facebook, it's like, does anybody have horses we can use for a movie? And like several people messaged me and was like, yeah, we have horses on a ranch. Come on over. So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, it never hurts to ask. I find sometimes people are embarrassed to ask for things, but I'm not
Yeah.
embarrassed at all. I'll ask for anything.
So what's the big takeaway there from a lot of other filmmakers? Because I mean, you know, it's like your technique seems to be basically, you know, screw it, balls to the wall. Let's just jump in and see how we can get this made, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's my approach. That's my way. That's my attitude towards pretty much everything in life. But is that necessarily the right way? I mean, it depends on what your end goal is. If you're trying to actually, you know, go to Hollywood and play by the rules and do what they tell you to do, then that's probably not the best way to do it. But if you just want to have fun and you just want to finally put out what you've been envisioning in your head for so long, then there really is no right or wrong way to do it. You just do it how you want to do it. And there's
Now,
all, I mean, it might work, it might not work. Some people will laugh, some people won't laugh. There's always going to be haters, you know. So,
yeah.
I mean, I understand that not everybody likes my movies, but well, I can't swear right now. Dang it, I was going to swear. But, but that's okay.
But you know what, Peter, the thing that I've noticed, especially with the the budding online filmmaking and content creation culture is really, I mean, everything was always subjective anyway, in my opinion, with regards to films. And then even more so now because there are certain niches that are so niche that there's going to be some people that hate it. But at the same time, that who cares? Because my opinion is who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there is going to be a crowd of people who dig what you're doing and who
Right.
are going to like your style and your flavor and your voice that you bring to the screen.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
I agree.
and Peter, so with regards to Endgame, so I think one of the times that you and I had talked, you actually sell your films direct to the public, right?
Yeah, so we'll do a premiere at, like in this case, we're doing the premiere at the Loft, and then you can buy this movie or any other film on my website, peterleon.org. And there will also be a link for like a digital download because those are pretty popular now, 2019. So yeah, you can buy them digitally as well, and it should still have special features like the audio commentary and stuff like that. We try to do audio commentary for all our movies.
Awesome. Yeah, and you know what? That's a whole other. I mean, that's been a thing for a while since I want to say maybe the early 2000s, but just to hear the story behind the story as you're seeing it unravel on the screen, I always think that that's kind of cool. Um, Peter, is there something that like maybe I'm not asking that you want to share about the film premiere, that you want to put out there with regards to
You should ask me how much it is.
the budget?
No, the premiere.
Oh, okay. How
I like
much
how I'm.
how much the premieres?
Well, go ahead, try it again.
No. So all right. So how much is the premiere? If I'm asking
That's an
the question.
excellent question. Uh, it's $8 at the door, $7 in advance, and you can buy the tickets now on the Loft website, which I don't have the URL in front of me, but it's probably like the loftcinema.com, maybe. I don't know.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Peter, and so all of your information, I'll hit you up on Messenger afterwards. That way you can send me all the info,
Okay.
contact info, as well as your website that you want me to put underneath in the description, on Twitter, on YouTube, etc. Just to make sure that you're out there. So again, the premiere for Three Nights in Hell is going to be on January
15th.
15th, Tuesday,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, Tuesday, January 15th at 8 p.m. And a lot of people are like, why is it on a Tuesday? That's so inconvenient. Well, it's because it's like $1 million cheaper to have it on a Tuesday as opposed to having the theater on the weekend, which is like I'd have to, sell my soul in order to get them to okay that at the Loft.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like, what else are you doing on Tuesday at 8 o'clock at night? Like, really? Are you watching like The Bachelor or something like that? It's like, and also the movie's only an hour long, so your excuses are limited.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because most people are gonna be screwing around on YouTube or just kind of scrolling through, just to kind of see what's going on their feeds and Instacrap or oh, I said
Yeah,
Instacrap.
that's all right. You
Um,
know, did you get the new Instagram update? Because I'm not a fan of that. As long as we're talking smack about Instagram,
no. So what is this update?
this has nothing to do with my film, but it is annoying. Instead of like scrolling from top to bottom now,
Uh-huh.
there's no scrolling. You just tap on the photo and it swipes over to the next photo. So you just have to constantly keep tapping on the photos and it
Really?
swipes to the next. Yeah, it's super annoying. First world problems, I know, but
I No, I mean, maybe I haven't gotten the update and whatnot. Um,
you
but no, Peter, talk to me about the importance of social media in filmmaking these days because there, I seem to have noticed a divide in the filmmaking community where you have like the purists who say no, it has to be 4K, it has to be 8K, or it has to, have to have $100,000, $250,000 budget. And
yeah,
I know other people that say F that. I got my cell phone and I've got
right.
an editing system and that's all I have and I'm still gonna run out there and do it. And so, from a tech and a social angle, I mean, how has that changed your game throughout the years?
Well, 4K I think is overkill and unnecessary at this point. Maybe sure in the future we'll all be like viewing content in 4K. But right now, when people are like talking about how you need to shoot in 4K, it's like, why? Do you know anybody that has a 4K like TV or computer? Like maybe a few, but it's not complete. It's not necessary. Like for the most part, you're going to edit it in 1080p regardless if you shoot it in 4K or not. And then you need to get like the biggest hard drive ever to store all that like 4K footage. So that's completely unnecessary. I mean, honestly, you can shoot on your iPhone. I did shoot on my iPhone. There's two scenes in this movie that are shot on the iPhone, and I feel like it cuts together like seamlessly. Like no one's going to be able to pinpoint what scenes were shot. Well, that's a challenge. If you can pinpoint what scenes are shot, let me know. And if you're right, I don't know. I'll get you a T-shirt or something.
Or a high five?
Yeah, I'll give you a high five
That's right.
or a
You will
soft
get high
hug.
fived by Peter Leon.
Exactly. But yeah, social media is definitely a crucial element for me. Like I said, just because a lot of the times there's things that I don't have the ability to do or to get And so I just put a feeler out on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and almost 100% of the time somebody has been able to come and provide what I'm needing. So yeah, it's huge for me.
Peter, when you use social media to crowdsource, props, locations, etc. Now, I know locations are a pretty big one. I mean, what does that say about the people who step forward and say, "Hey, I can help. I've got a location, or I've got this and that."
Yeah,
You,
I don't know. I think about that because I think maybe it makes me feel like a bad person because I think like I wouldn't do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like somebody's like asking for my help, and I'm always just like, "Ooh, I don't know. That's right around the time I got to take a nap." But then I ask for
Yeah,
things online, and people are like so willing and like nice about it. So I'm just like, "Oh man, I need to be like a better person because these people are awesome."
yeah.
So,
No,
but yeah,
what I think that communicates when it has been the case with me when I've asked for, when I've put posts out for extras or for a location, it's been more for extras in my case. And people have stepped forward. What that communicates to me is people want to do like people want to be involved. People want to create. People want to jump aboard. And maybe not everyone's a writer. Maybe not everyone's a director or an editor or maybe everyone's not that person who's gonna roll up their sleeves and do all the heavy lifting on a production. But still, though, they want to still give or contribute and participate through their giving. I mean, that's been my experience when I've come across people in these cases.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. I mean, absolutely. Who doesn't want to be involved in movie making? It's fun.
Yeah, and I think on the actor side and then also on the cast and crew side, people just want to create. And whereas before, I mean, what does film school or just the formal notion of filmmaking tell people that it's got to be 50 grand, 100 grand, or like
Right.
some very ridiculous notions that when I've met certain people, I hear nothing but depression. Like, oh well, I wanted to make a movie, but all I could get was like 30,000. I'm just like, oh my God, that's like three movies to me, in all honesty. But
Right.
but
Yeah.
like whereas before those barriers of entry into the film game, they're not really there anymore. So when they are there, in my opinion, in my experience, they're there. Bless you.
Sorry.
They're there. They're there because they are put there by oneself in my experience, because if you really don't want to deal with all of that, you don't have to. Like you said, you shot some scenes on your freaking phone, and that's gonna
Yeah.
make an appearance in your movie.
Yeah, I mean the technology is like advanced so much now that it's easier than ever before to, make your dream come true of, putting your idea out into the world. So it's I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's super easy to do. I mean, get a
Yeah.
phone, I mean, get a camera, use your phone, do whatever you need to do, but just get it done, And the quality, I mean, it's gonna like obviously these movies are super cheap to
Hmm.
make, like financially, and
Hmm.
so they're probably going to look super cheap anyways. That's why I like to do comedies. I can't do a drama because my motto is it's like they're going to laugh regardless because of how like amateur it looks. I'd rather them
Yeah.
laugh with me as opposed to laugh at me. I don't want them looking at like this amateur movie and they're just like, oh man, this is painful to watch because they're trying to be serious. Like I'd rather them
Yeah.
just laugh and enjoy the good time with it.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
what do you tell those people that or I don't know if this has ever been the case. Got all these freaking reminders popping up on the phone. All right. So what do you tell all those people? Again, I don't know if this has been the case with you. It's been the case with me here and there, where people say, "Well, I wish that you could. I wish that I could do what you do, and it's so amazing." And to my message is, what the hell? You can do this too. Like, pick up your phone or go to Costco and buy. For a few $100, you can buy a nice Canon or a nice Panasonic. Like,
Yeah.
you can do this too. You can do this too, and that's usually my message. So, but I mean, what's your response in those cases?
Yeah, well, a good buddy of mine, ever since I started, well, not since I started, but for many years, a good buddy of mine, Nick Fimbers, he's like one of the actors in all my movies. And he really wanted to be a filmmaker. And every time we'd make a movie, he'd just talk about how he has all these ideas for shorts he wants to do, and he wants to do it, and he wants to do it, but he just doesn't know how to get started. And this is years down the road. And I kept telling him, like, you just do it. Like, there's no there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just get a camera, you point it in front of somebody, and you say action. That's pretty much all you do. But yeah, he eventually started making shorts, and they're hilarious now. And actually, his latest short is called "It Gets Worse," and it's going to be playing before Three Nights in Hell premiere. I think it's like a 10-minute short. So really, you get two movies for the price of one if you come to the premiere.
Oh, cool. Kind of like one of those featurettes, like when they used to play the cartoons before the Disney movies, like back in the late 80s.
Yeah. His is a comedy as well. So it's going to be several trailers from other local filmmakers here in town, and then it's going to be Nick's short. It Gets Worse, and then it's going to be Three Nights in Hell. So it'll be a fun night.
Sweet. And Peter, you know what? You also kind of hit on another great topic that I think a lot of people in the arts, or at least starting out in the arts, encounter, which is a lack of confidence, or a lack of confidence in themselves. And they overthink, they
Yeah.
think too much, and then they end up, maybe a few months go by, maybe a year goes by. Unfortunately, in some cases, maybe various years go by, and they didn't get anything done because they overthought it. Or you know what do you tell those people, again, with regards to, when you see somebody who's got drive or hunger and ideas, but they just can't get over that hump of, just doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to like who they are as a person. It might not be a confidence thing. It might just be who they are as a person, where it's like fitness, basically. People say they want to lose 20 pounds. They want to start going to the gym. They want to start doing all these things. Well, it's like, well, if you want to do it, then do it. Like, there's literally nothing stopping you. So I feel like, yeah, for some people, it is a confidence issue. They don't feel comfortable going to the gym. They don't want to like lift up the dumbbell in front of people, and they have to get over that confidence. But other people, it's not that really that at all. It's just more of an excuse. Like it's
Yeah.
easier to say that they want to do something than actually do it. And I feel like that pertains to filmmaking as well. I mean, some people, it's legit. They do have ideas and they do want to do it, and they are just scared to do it. But other people are just like, oh yeah, I want to make movies. Like I have this idea, but like they have no intentions of ever doing it. So it's kind of individual.
It's kind of like in those cases, um, the image or the concept of being a filmmaker or of being a bodybuilder is a whole lot sexier sounding than the actual reality, because the actual reality is, guess what? You got to roll up your sleeves. You got to put in the work. Got to put in the work.
Yeah, and not to say that they don't want to do it. Like I believe them when they say they do want to do it, but it's just almost like something that's so far out of reach that it's not even like real to them, like they're like,
Yeah.
I want to make a movie, but that's where it ends. They have no actual desire to like go through the process of doing what it takes to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, but some people do. So like I said, it's all just individual.
Yeah. And in all cases, I mean, my thing is, hey, you can do it, which is why, like, at the end of every filmspiration, that's one of my, it's not just like a thing that I'm just kind of talking out of my rear end. Like, I actually mean it when I tell people, don't ask for anyone's blessing, just run out and do it. You got stories, tell them. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
you're gonna have a bunch of, and I'd include myself in this too. You're gonna have a bunch of movies that are just basically crap, but you have to get them out, and you have to get them out of your system if you want to get any better at what you're going to be doing. And so you might as well just
Right.
have fun and make all those mistakes on video and just do it.
Exactly.
And that's that.
Yep.
So, Peter, so once again, Three Nights in Hell is going to be on January 8th and
15th. You're getting
15th. I
closer each
screwed
time.
that up. January 15th, Tuesday, January 15th, if I cannot screw that up. 8
Yes,
o'clock at the LOFT CINEMA.
that's correct. Yeah, there's going to be
And,
donuts there. It's going to be delicious.
ooh, don't miss out on donuts, everyone.
That's right.
Peter, is there anything else you want to add? Maybe something I've not asked you about, or something else you'd like to get out there that, maybe I haven't mentioned?
No, I think that about covers it. Oh, go to our Facebook page, and if you do plan on going, click on the Facebook event page and mark yourself as going, because we're trying to get a somewhat accurate representation of what to expect, although you can never really tell with these Facebook events. But still, it'd
Yeah.
be nice to hear from you. So if you plan on going, let us know that you're going.
Awesome, Peter. Okay, and then also that, along with any other contact information, go ahead and send it to me in Messenger, and I'll put it in the description of the video, of course.
All right.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
and everyone. So thank you so much for always tuning in, and YouTube, hit subscribe, the little button also. That way you're notified next time I make a new video. Facebook, hit that like button if you think that anybody anybody that you know can benefit from this conversation that was graciously afforded by Mr. Peter Leon. Go ahead and send him the video. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you thought the video sucked, thumbs up. That'd be awesome either way. Twitters, Instagrams, below in the description, everyone. And you guys, yeah, just as you know, as Peter said, as I've said, just run out there. If you got a dream, if you got a vision, hell, maybe you're not even in film. Maybe you're like, I don't know, an author. You're not in the film realm. But whatever your thing is, just do it. Just do it. Just run out there and do it. If you don't know how to do it, go to the University of YouTube and type in, you know, how to figure it out. You know, there's a tutorial for everything. You don't even have to pay for knowledge these days. Run out there, figure it out, and just do it. Make your dreams come true. Everyone, this has been Mr. Peter Leon. My name's writer-director Edgar Ibarra. This has been FILMspiration. Again, all of Peter's contacts and contacts, not all your contacts, oh my God. All of Peter's contact information, as well as the Facebook page for the event invite, will be in the description. I'm gonna drink of water.
All right. Sounds like it about covers it.
Thank you very much, everyone. And Peter, we will be back on to give people like little reminder nudges between now and the 15th.
Yes, definitely.
Talk to you guys later, everyone. Thank you very much. This has been FILMspiration. Bye.
All right, see ya.
Yeah.